The ATF's pistol brace ban. What does it mean? How does it impact gun owners here in Georgia? And what is GGO doing about it? You guys have questions? We've got answers. Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with Georgia Gun Owners. You guys are hammering us with calls, emails, social media requests. What is going on with this pistol brace ban? What does it mean for us here in Georgia? When does it take effect? What is a pistol brace is what some of you are asking us. And most important of all, what is Georgia Gun Owners going to do to protect us right here in Georgia? Guys, we have answers to all your questions. We have some good news. We have some bad news. We have some great news. Buckle up. You're going to want to watch this video. So first and foremost, how did we get here? What does this actually mean? Well, last year when Joe Biden got enraged, which is every time he can't find the ice cream machine in the White House, he got enraged because he couldn't pass the assault weapons ban in Washington, D.C. And his team got enraged. Bloomberg got enraged. Couldn't pass red flags. Couldn't pass an AW ban. Couldn't pass background checks. They wanted to see him do something. So he whipped out his trusty, dusty tyranny pen, and he signed an executive order which banned pistol braces. And the way the process works is once he signs that, the ATF then takes that order and they establish a regulatory rule, which is tied to the National Firearms Act, the NFA Act. And so they have attached this rule to the National Firearms Act, and they are now unilaterally declaring attached pistol braces as a felony offense unless you get an NFA tax stamp from the federal government. That's a big mouthful. Simply put, they're going to regulate your pistol brace now if it's attached to a firearm in the same way they do machine guns. So while you can own a machine gun and you can own one of these pistol braces, you need to get an NFA stamp from the federal government to do it. It's complete tyranny. And I want to mention this loud and clear. This was never voted on in the House. There was never a vote in the Senate. There was never a committee hearing. There was never any public testimony. This is tyranny by executive fiat, and we have the ATF all too willing to enforce tyranny upon gun owners here in America. That's how we got where we are. That's question number one. Question number two, what exactly is a pistol brace? Some of you guys are asking that. This is a pistol brace. This is an AR-15 pistol brace. This would attach to the back of an AR-15 pistol, and similar for other types of pistols. And what it does is it makes pistols more controllable, and we should all want that. We want firearms to be more controllable. Originally, these were developed for veterans who were disabled and couldn't handle the weight of an AR-15 rifle. This made the AR-15 pistol more stable. As you can see here, how it's designed to do that. And that's all it does. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, that looks pretty similar to a buttstock. Isn't that the same thing? Well, you'd be right to be confused because this is an AR-15 buttstock. This you can buy on Amazon right now for $65 or midway.com or anywhere else. This is totally legal. But as you know, if you buy this and have this attached to your firearm, you're a walking felon. It's insanity. It's insanity. It's designed to do three things: tax Americans more and more and more if they want to own these items. Number two, register your firearms and register your name into Joe Biden's database, and most especially make felons out of all of us who don't do this, because it's a felony offense to own a pistol brace which is attached to a firearm like this unless you have an NFA stamp. The Congressional Budget Office themselves estimates there's 10 to 40 million of these in circulation today. They're going to make millions and millions and millions of gun owners into felons. That's their goal. Complete tyrannical garbage. Again, this is a felony. This is perfectly legal. It's insanity. When does it take effect? It's 120 days after the ATF published their final rule, which was January 13. So mid-May, May 13, May 15, somewhere in that window, they will be enforcing this, and they cannot wait to enforce it against you and against me. So what is GGO going to do about it? Well, guys, we actually have a kick-ass answer for you on this, and the answer is the Second Amendment Preservation Act, SAPA law for short. You see, we knew this was coming. We knew that the problems when it comes to gun rights here in Georgia, more and more, were going to come from the federal government. And we worked with our federal partners, state partners, and others to figure out what can we do about that. And the answer is SAPA law. Very simply put, SAPA tells Georgia cops, our troopers, our deputies, city cops, that your job is to enforce Georgia law when it comes to firearms, ammo, and accessories. Georgia taxpayers pay for Georgia law enforcement to enforce Georgia laws passed by the Georgia legislature, protected in the Georgia state constitution. You hear the common word there? Georgia, 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 Georgia. We're not some appendage of Joe Biden. Our state is not the vassal of the federal government. And our cops damn sure are not an appendage of the DOJ or the ATF. So SAPA law empowers our cops to enforce our laws when it comes to guns, ammo, and accessories like a pistol brace. And we tell Joe Biden, you can go to hell. If you want to enforce this tyranny in Georgia, you send your feds into the state to do that. You're not going to use our cops to do it. It's that simple. Now, again, does that mean the feds can enforce it here in Georgia? Yes, they still can. But Joe Biden doesn't have the manpower for this. He lacks the manpower to send hundreds of feds into Georgia to do this. And the optics on this, the optics of seeing plane loads of ATF land at the airport here in Atlanta and go all around Georgia, kicking in doors and grabbing pistol braces and arresting gun owners, they can't afford those optics either. So, guys, if we pass SAPA, we will do all that we possibly can to effectively collapse the enforcement of this tyrannical garbage. And, folks, it's not just a theory. It's law right now, happening right now in Missouri. GGO, sister organization in Missouri, passed SAPA in Missouri in 2021. So think about this. Right now, 6.3 million Missourians go to bed every night not having to worry that their sheriff's department, their state patrol, their city cops are going to knock on their door on orders from the ATF to see if your pistol brace is attached to your firearm. They don't have to worry about this. Becoming criminals at the hands of their own local cops, not going to happen. They're protected from this because they have SAPA. We don't here in Georgia. And that's the problem. Now, we're going to hear objections to this. We always do. People say in the legislature, they say this is anti-cop. Absolutely hogwash. SAPA is 100% pro-cop because it's the frontline cops that don't want to have to enforce this crap in the first place. They love the idea of SAPA because right now, if you're an honest cop in Atlanta and you're told to enforce this pistol brace ban, you have two choices. Number one, defy a direct order and get fired. Or number two, you can say, I'm just going to have to break my oath of office and break my conscience and carry this out. They want option number three. That's what SAPA is. SAPA lets them tell their command staff, yeah, sorry, I'd like to enforce this. Not really, but I can't because SAPA law precludes it. Guys, we need this badly. So that's an objection. You're always going to hear from the lawyers, though. Oh, this is unconstitutional. The Supremacy Clause won't allow for this. Idiots. Either ignorant idiots or intentional idiots. SAPA is no violation of the law. SAPA does not violate the Supremacy Clause because SAPA does not limit what the feds can do here in Georgia. SAPA limits what our law enforcement can do, and it limits them from being used by Joe Biden. No Supremacy Clause violation whatsoever. It's been upheld in court, this idea of the states telling the feds to screw off for hundreds of years in the Supreme Court. We have videos on this. You can look them up. Hundreds of years of Supreme Court protection on this. It's law right now in Missouri. It's passed court challenges there relentlessly. Guys, the only question left is when will it become law here in Georgia? The great news is that Senator Colton Moore, that's him right there from North Georgia. Senator Colton Moore is the lead sponsor on SAPA for Georgia gun owners here in Georgia this session. We're going to be announcing a House sponsor in the coming days. The question now is, will your senator, will your state rep do the right thing and co-sponsor SAPA? Guys, that's going to be decided based on how many phone calls and how many emails they get from GGO Nation, from gun owners like you. We have links beneath the video or above, depends on what platform you're watching this in. Hit the link. your email goes right to your state rep, right to your state senator, and it says, I want you to support SAPA. I want you to co-sponsor it. I want you to vote for it to the floor, because this tyranny takes effect mid-May. They'll be enforcing it mid-May. There's no chance to fix this after this session adjourns. Now is our time, guys. We have a threat. It's right in front of us, but we also have a solution, and it's right in front of us. Tell the lawmakers here in Atlanta, constitutional carry was great, but that was last year. This is a new day, a new threat, a new solution. Get involved, co-sponsor this bill, and you'll be watching them make sure they do. Guys, hit up joinggo.com to join our fight today. We'll keep you informed. Stay free, guys. Fight hard. This is our time. Let's stay free.